fire actually started, calling it Project Phoenix. These new buildings are over 50 feet tall, have a new steel beam construction, so we can put our camera crew on the roof. We can do chase scenes down the street. These are now semi-practical sets. We can go inside the interior of the doorway to shoot. If we go any further inside, of course, we're going to pick up inside a soundstage where we're controlling the lighting and sound. Where Robin Hood's playing that Lyric Theater, that's where Mary Jane Watson did her play The Importance of Being Earnest in Spider-Man 2, which was all New York for Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2. Turn of the century London for The Prestige with Hugh Jackman. Now you'll notice that we have different eras of street lights out right now, just as an example from the opening. These would actually be plugged in with extension cords. Of course, the camera will never pan down that far, but you see we have different time eras for our theaters, modern glass construction. If you look down the street here on your right-hand side, that building on the end is actually just a painting. There are a couple actual doors in it. You'll get another look at that a little bit later. But we can repaint that to make it look much different than it is now, or we can just paint it green and use CGI or computer-generated images to change it into something entirely different. This is the street where Clint Eastwood stops his first bank robbery as Dirty Harry. Over on your left, that is Courthouse Square. That is where they filmed Ghost Whisperer for 5 years. The fire station and the police station are semi-practical. You can actually fit an entire fire truck in that fire station now. This is where they staged the parade at the end of Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Used for shows like 24, Sliders, CSI, Crossing Jordan. That's the job of our production designers, our art decorators, to really change this area from one production to a next. Show you a few still examples here on your monitors. This is all Chicago for our Academy Award winner The Sting. It was Buffalo, New York for Jim Carrey and Bruce Almighty. For The Changeling, when Clint Eastwood here was filming with Angelina Jolie, since it took place in the 1930s and they wanted a lot of those great classic cars, they actually brought the owners of the cars in to drive the vehicles. That way the production didn't have to go to the cost of insuring the vehicles, because the original owners were driving them. Now you'll notice as we head out, we have another severe curve, just like when we came in. That's because when filming, you don't want to notice that the street ends. So when filming, you just assume that the street goes on and on like any real street would. Actually, our traffic is just circling the block. It's the same cars going around and round again. We're just hoping you're not paying that much attention. Now these are just facades, the fronts and sides of buildings. So we'll block out the back with corrugated aluminum. We've placed sheets of fiberglass that looks like bricks on the back. This way we can turn it into a warehouse district. We can put out some train cars, some semi-trucks. Just by changing the window dressings, your camera angle, sometimes the color of the building, or just changing them from the cement block to brick, you can really transform these areas to look very different. Sometimes we need to actually change the time period itself. Maybe the prehistoric age, ancient Samaria, or Egypt. Now our set decorators, art decorators will design the sets that the actors actually work with and that we create. But then they will also design any CGI work that is going to complete the set. Our New York set can add CGI work into the skyscrapers stretching into the sky. We can film